certainly been impressive. Hartwell into the cover. Hook up both legs. And somehow.
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here, and welcome to Afternoon's Delight. So we had a very, very strong NXT Women's Championship match. Very good match, bro. Very good match and kind of weird, too, at the same time. And, you know, not very surprised that it was as good as it was. I mean, you had Roxanne Perez in there, who's put on some classics already in her short career. And then you got Tiffany Stratton, who has been one of the more talented women in the ring in NXT. And then Indi Hartwell as well, who's been, I think, a pretty good champion so far. So it was kind of weird, though, when we got midway through the match. So I'm going to go through the match, and then we're going to go into everything else, including the poll results from this match that I put up in the community tab, who y'all thought was going to win. Now, we had a weird moment when her trainer ran out to go check on Indi Hartwell. Indi Hartwell landed kind of weird, and it was looking like it was going to be potentially a serious injury to her legs. Looked like her ankle, way it rolled up. It looked kind of nasty, but the trainer concentrated on her. She ran away, and the crowd kind of threw the crowd off in the match. Like, the crowd was really quiet because they were focused in on what happened to Indi's knee. And I don't know. See, this is just like when Roxanne Perez had the fake anxiety attack after the Mexico Satomura match. It makes me wonder if this is another work shoot type situation. And I thought they were going to try to write out Indi out of NXT because the draft is coming up. So I thought this was a good way of them trying to write Indi off so she could get drafted. But she ended up coming back to the match, which was weird too. And so let's go over how it went when she came back. So for a while, it was just Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez trading blows against each other. And then when Indi came back, she was limping to the ring, and she got some near falls on both opponents. Hartwell hit both opponents with light draping boots. Hartwell hit Stratton with a spine buster for a 2 count. Hartwell tried to sell the injured leg all through that match, the rest of the match. Stratton hit Perez with a body slam, and it was starting to look like Tiffany Stratton had a chance to win. Stratton hit Perez with a marrow assault, but Hartwell actually broke the pin by taking Stratton out of the ring, pulling her away. That's going to continue their feud, by the way. Hartwell hit Perez with a basement forearm for the win. And a little bit over 15 minutes. The NXT was also extended, the program itself, to about 15 minutes after 10 o'clock. So they got more time to put this match on. And Indi Hartwell retains over Roxanne Perez and finally beats Tiffany Stratton as well. So on an injured leg. So, man, Indi's still your champion, but it was a weird situation, man. I think they're feeding into the vulnerable champ persona for Indi. Because it was so awkward the way everything went. And then when she came back out, the limp and get the pinfall, which makes me think this is definitely going to end up in some type of rematch for either Indi to face Perez again or Indi to face Stratton again. But we don't know, because there was another interesting thing that was mentioned that I can't wait to go over. Let's go with the poll results first before we talk about that. That way I can wrap up the video that way. Let's go over the poll results. Over 1,000 votes. So you guys really came out. Pretty strong turnout for this poll. Indi Hartwell came away. And I was really shocked with this one because I thought Roxanne Perez was going to have enough votes. But y'all really felt like Indi Hartwell was going to retain 67%. That shocked me though, man. Tiffany Stratton at 12% doesn't shock me. I knew she was going to be last. That's why I had the poll set up the way it was. But I was thinking I was going to have it wrong. By having Roxanne in the middle, I was thinking I was going to be wrong that Roxanne was going to get a majority of the votes, but Indi actually ended up getting a majority of the votes. 61 likes. Thank y'all for taking part in that poll. So there was a moment. So Vic Joseph, and I got the draft on my mind a lot right now because it's just 2 days away. Vic Joseph mentioned something that was very interesting in this match. He mentioned that Tiffany Stratton looks up to Trish Stratus, who just turned heel a couple of weeks ago, right? Remember what I've been mentioning, man. They could align Tiffany to be under Trish Stratus's wing. With Tiffany Stratton also not become a champion, will she be getting drafted? I think Some people really ain't been talking about her getting drafted. She could get drafted, man. I wouldn't be surprised. I think she's ready for the main roster anyways. Even though she's only 23, I think she's ready for the main roster. And I think now is the time to do it. If you're going to align her with Trish, right now would be the time to do it, man. She is a young Trish Stratus / Maurice. Like, I think right now I will put her in there. So we'll see what they do with that. But as far as like Roxanne Perez, this does open the door for her to get drafted as well by not getting the championship. So that's another thing to look out for. I might be doing a poll as well, asking you guys, who do you think is getting drafted between Roxanne, Tiffany, and maybe a couple of other NXTers? Like, who's the most likely in the group? Be on the lookout for that poll in the community tab, because this is very interesting. I thought Indy's going to stay in NXT then, man. She's not going to get drafted, man, by keeping this title. Unless she relinquishes it while still getting drafted. So we'll see what happens, man. But go ahead to get this video, like, share, subscribe, y'all. Give me y'all thoughts. Thank y'all for watching. After News to Light.